प्रभु तव मूर्ति विनोदकारी पलपन विसरे नहीं जो विसारी जुगल चरण सोल चिन्ह जेह नजर समीपे रहो हमारी एह नजर समीपे रहो हमारी एह स्वामीनारायण भगवाननी जय ठाकुरजी महाराजनी जय सद्गुरुदेवनी जय। सर्वोपरि संत श्री मुक्तानंद स्वामी सेवित और दिव्य ठाकुरजी महाराज, our divine Muktanandiya Guru Parampara, the path maker to our liberation, our dear Puja Guruji, and all of you bhaktos watching, Jai Swaminarayan. Welcome to another episode of our Q&A webinar. Let's take a look at who's up for today. Yes, our Kishore bhaktos, Sahaj Bhagat, New Jersey, and Ayush Bhagat, Georgia. Jai Swaminarayan Bhakto. Majama? Sahaj Bhagat, Jai Swaminarayan. Vishram Bhagat. Nervous? Or, I think you've been here before, huh?
Yes, sir.
Vado nathi, nervous nathi na?
No, sir.
How's everything is okay?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Something interesting this week?
Nothing much, sir.
Same old, school chala chhe?
Yeah. Yeah, school's on.
Very well. And satsang kevo chhe?
All good, Swami. Coming to Mandir and messaging Santos and keeping contact with Santos.
Good.
Katha Varta.
Vachanamrut vacho cho?
Yes, Swami, I read, sir.
Very well. It's both saras. Very good. Ayush Bhagat, Jaswaran Bhagat, કેમ છે?
I'm good, Swami.
તને થોડી મૂછ છે ઉગી ગઈ આયુષ ભગત. એ મંદિરે છો કે ઘરે આવી ગયા?
No, I'm at home, Swami.
Home. Came early from Mandir?
We all left around the same time.
Okay, both saras. Everything is good? Something interesting this week?
No, Swami.
Same old?
Yeah.
Satsang કેવો ચાલે છે?
It's good.
Very well, both saras. So let's get started without any delay. So, as everyone knows, very easy. These bhaktos have a question they have already sent me a couple of days back. They're going to ask, and I have researched, and I'm going to answer according to the best of my ability. So, let's take Sahaj Bhagat first. Sahaj Bhagat, go ahead and shoot away. What's your question?
Just one, Swami. My question is, what is one thing we should do daily to increase our satsang?
Very nice question. What is one thing we should do daily to increase our satsang? Well, after reading this question, it shows a lot of things. It shows your enthusiasm that you want to keep going higher and higher in satsang, which is a very good trait to have. Our Muktanand Swami had that trait, according to Karyani, 3rd chapter of Vachanamrut. Nonetheless, you're only asking for one thing. So it has to be all inclusive. It has to be kind of like, it has to fit everything. So after thinking and receiving a thought by the grace of Maharaj and Puja Guruji, I want to give you the answer, but before I give you the answer, I want to tell you a story and also show you a video. So, NASA is a very, very, big industry, space industry that, launches rockets and spacecrafts and does a lot of research. Well, in the 1970s, in April, there was a mission launched called Apollo 13. You probably have learned about it in school here and there. So, on that mission, it was very special, actually. 55 hours and 54 minutes and 53 seconds into the mission, launched from Earth and going to the moon, the captain of the spacecraft said, "Houston, we have a problem." A very, very famous quote in history that every student that grows up in the United States especially learns this history of Apollo 13. That stopped everyone's heart in mission control back in Houston, Texas. 200,000 miles away, the spacecraft was shooting towards the moon. No worries, everything is going well. All of a sudden, Houston, we have a problem. Now, this wasn't the first time the US was sending a spacecraft to the moon. Just a year previous, 1969, the United States achieved history by landing a man on the moon, as everyone knows. But just a year later, it was kind of just like a routine checkup that we want to go to the moon, do a little research. So they sent a spacecraft called Apollo 13, and on its way, after doing routine checkup procedures, oxygen tank number 2 blew up inside the spacecraft. Now, obviously, without oxygen, you have one tank left, and it's not enough to get you back. You have to slingshot around and you have to come back to Earth. Now it's kind of like an emergency mission. So right away, mission control started to, give ideas and try to give thoughts of how to fix it or how to recover. But obviously, that's going to take some time. And now time is not on your hands and oxygen is not on your hands either. So upon mission control finding out and the president finding out at that time, he announced to the world what had happened. And something miraculous happened after his announcement to the world. It was something that was done in unity. For the first time, we can say, a global event. It was done with unity, but it was special because there was this one scientist that was there running the mission, who was part of the alarm system engineering. His name was Jerry Woodrill. He said that he recognized something that was extraordinary, beyond human thinking. He said, this is his words, "Many might regard the rescue as a spiritualizing of a dramatic event of a religious sake. I would agree, I had not found a majority of evidence of how everything went well, but there was some kind of prayer involved." In the New York Times, it was said, another quotation, "Prayers were said at the Chicago Board of Trade and prayers for the Apollo 13 crew sounded at the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem," meaning it was worldwide. "Even the United States government realized the necessity of prayer, and so," Jerry Woodrill writes, "the U.S. Senate adopted a resolution urging prayers to everyone." The whole world prayed for Apollo 13 crew members to return safely. And upon the world's prayers, bhagwan, God, listened, and they fixed or kind of jerry-rigged that oxygen number 2 tank that had blew up, and they safely returned to Earth upon prayers of each and every individual around the world. Science and religion don't mix ever. It's just not possible. But when humans apply their faith in God and pray, science is overridden. Saying this story, I want to show you guys a video. Go ahead, let's play the video.
On July 16, 1969, Apollo 11 blasted off from Cape Kennedy for the first mission to send men to walk on the moon. Didn't President Richard Nixon call the nation to prayer?
Right. Oh, he definitely called for prayer. Matter of fact, he made a phone call from the White House to the moon, and he said this has got to be the most historic phone call that's been made from this office. And but then he tells the astronauts,
for one priceless moment in the whole history of man, all the people on this earth are truly one. One in their pride in what you have done, and one in our prayers that you will return safely to earth.
Those prayers were answered. Then about a year later, on April 11th, 1970, Apollo 13 was launched. Before making it to the moon, the astronauts sent this iconic message.
Houston, we've had a problem.
An oxygen tank had exploded, severely damaging their craft. The astronauts had limited power, they lost cabin heat, and they were running low on water, which was used for equipment cooling and drinking. Dangerous levels of carbon dioxide were also building. There were people praying all over the world. Didn't the Pope pray, and weren't they interceding for our mission?
they have prayer at the Chicago Board of Trade, at the Vatican, at the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem, and President Nixon has a day of prayer in America for the astronauts.
It was clear that God's guidance and wisdom was with the astronauts. First, they jury-rigged the carbon dioxide removal system and jump-charged the command module batteries. Then they made manual burns to correct their course and send them towards Earth. On April 17, 1970, they entered the Earth's atmosphere and splashed down in the South Pacific.
They are manually guided to land near a hurricane that's raging, and they're all rescued. Nixon said, more of us have prayed this last week than have prayed in a long time, to show that, you know, as Americans, we always turn to God in times of crises. And so we have this tradition in America that when there's a crisis, we cry out to God.
This is a summary of the story I just mentioned, but the man at the end said that the tradition in America, then when we have a crisis, we pray to God. But in Loyadham, when we don't have a crisis, we also pray to God. I want to add it on to that, okay? So we don't want to use bhagwan only when we're in trouble, but we want to pray to bhagwan even if we're okay. So, Sahaj Bhagat, your question is, what is one thing we should do daily to increase our satsang? Answer is simple: prayer. The most powerful weapon a human can possess is prayer. Prayer is strictly and very, very straightforward faith in God. When nothing else is successful, may it be even if you're a millionaire or a billionaire, may it be if you have the credit, a reputation of a very high man in society, may it be you have a lot of power or a lot of property, that has nothing to do with prayer and God. All that stuff is of the world. But when all those things fail in life, or if you try to do something by using money or try to get well by, there's many people that get sick, and I'm not saying they shouldn't do this, but obviously you have a lot of medical bills. Someone might get cancer, they might need some kind of chemotherapy, or those are a lot of medical bills and you have to pay those. So it's not like you can avoid using money to get better, but even a step higher than that is praying to Bhagwan. And Sahaj Bhagat, what I thought of, and I think this is the best medicine, is we may forget to do danvats, extra danvats. We may forget to read the Vachanamrut on a daily basis. We may forget to do some kind of spiritual activity. But one thing we should never forget to do is pray to God. It's the ultimate weapon. But there's a lot of factors that prayer has that I want to tell you about. When everyone thinks of prayer, it's kind of like asking, oh Bhagwan, I have an exam tomorrow, make sure to get me good grades. Oh Bhagwan, there's a chance I might win the lottery, make sure I win, stuff like that. But more so, how should prayer be? What is a successful prayer formula? I want to go over with you and everyone so that in their day-to-day life, you become successful. But before I get into that, Saj Bhagat, what are things that you pray for to Bhagwan? Very, very, in your morning puja, or it can be any time. What do you pray for?
Swami, sometimes I do pray for doing good on some exams.
Not a problem. Good.
But daily I pray for that to forgive all the mistakes I've made on the previous day, or if I've hurt someone. And then I ask for forgiveness, and then I pray to God to always be with me and always stay with me, no matter what, and just protect me.
Good. Good. Ayush Bhagat, I want to hear your prayers too, Bhagat.
Sure, I just like the same thing that Saj Bhagat does. It's just like that Bhagwan stays with me, and I ask for forgiveness for the things I've done the day before, and or if I make anybody how Bhagwan said, how Bhagwan did extra done with saying if I hurt anyone, so I do that, and then I ask for forgiveness, and then I just tell Bhagwan that I just want to make you Raji.
What about praying for a new game or some laptops?
Right.
Black Friday is coming up. Yeah.
Yes, right.
You know that.
Yeah.
And it's in your hands to get something through a prayer, if you know what I'm saying. It's possible. I'm just saying. You don't pray for anything like that?
Occasionally.
Pakada. I know you guys too well. Occasionally, Maharaj fulfill kare che ke nahi karta? Does he give?
Most of the time.
Most of the time. I mean, you do some mara, or you have to add to the bank balance. You do something, or you just give me the game, Bhagwan, please. I'm not going to ask for anything else. This is my last request. Give me a game. Is that like that?
No, I may put in 1 or 2 extra mara a day until that day comes.
That's good. And usually Bhagwan listens, huh?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your honesty. That's very well. It's hard to be honest in a public audience. But good. So back to Saj Bhagat. What is a perfect prayer formula? Well, first of all, faith in God. Number 1, prayer cannot work if you don't have faith in God. The root cause of success of prayer is faith in God. That Bhagwan is listening. I am praying, but it's kind of like a one-way, right? I'm saying something to Bhagwan, may it be in my mind, may it be speaking out, but I'm not getting any responses back. If you think about it in the world, if you talk to someone or you're talking to someone, conversating, and if that person is not acknowledging and just giving very moodless answers, you don't feel like talking to that person. May it be anyone. May it be even a very, very high-end person in the world. If they're dull in conversating, you're also going to be like, all right, bye. That's it. In the same way, if our mood is turned off through just talking to a normal person, then God is God. And if we don't get any responses, in our mind we're like, is he listening? I hope he's listening. I mean, I think he's listening. I got a game last week. I did 2 maras. So I think he's listening. I don't know if he is. Oh, I bombed my exam. I don't think he listened to my prayer that time. It doesn't work like that. Bhagwan is always listening. May you pray quietly, or may you pray aloud. May you whisper your prayers, or may you say it in your mind. Bhagwan is always listening. But faith in God is important because Bhagwan is also looking out for our future. It's not like, giving everything that we ask for. Sometimes giving also spoils. Giving too much also spoils. Parents, child psychology, yeah. Giving too much candy to your child develops an addiction. then you have to give candy. Or they will cry, they will rant, they will do something where you cannot sleep. So you have to. In the same way, giving someone too much soda makes someone hyperactive. Giving or having someone eat too many good foods also spoils a person. But there is an audience in front of me as well, so I'm kind of covering everything here. Yeah. In the same way, too much is never good. But Bhagwan kind of does like a hide and seek, Give, take. He does all that. But it's all for our good. So number one element, Sahaj Bhagat, is faith in God. You can't pray without faith, it won't work. Number two, surrender to God. If one has true faith, then one will automatically surrender meaning surrender to God. What does that mean? Accept God's refuge. I told you that story before. I don't know if you've heard of it. There was a herd of goats, and one goat got lost in the jungle. It got dark. Now it was afraid. It was walking, and one of its foot got stuck in a crevice. Could not get it out. So night started to fall, and started to hear hisses of snakes, roars of jaguars, roars of lions. So it started to become scared, and it sat down where it was because it could not get its foot out of the crevice. Next to where the goat was sitting down was a footprint paw of a lion. So the jaguar comes, and it's very hungry. Oh yeah. And it's ready to pounce and eat at its prey. And the jaguar observes that there's a footprint, and it's of a lion, the king of the jungle. So it bows down and leaves. Again, an anaconda comes along, a very, very strong snake, and it's ready to devour. Again, sees the footprint of a lion. Vandan kariye, can't mess with you. I'm gone. The lion itself comes and is ready to eat, very hungry, ready to eat the goat. The goat becomes scared, and the lion sees its own footprint. The lion asks, "Why are you sitting here?" The footprint is protecting me. The lion says, "You know whose footprint this is?" The goat says, "I think yours." And the lion says, "Yes, since you have taken my refuge." The lion calls in the elephant. The elephant takes its trunk and grabs onto the goat and gets it out, puts it on its back, and exits the dark jungle and leaves safely without a scratch. The moral of the story, just like how the goat took refuge of the lion's footprint, we have to take refuge of Bhagwan. Surrender to Bhagwan. Surrender. Give everything to Him. Meaning, you don't really have to give everything to Him. Just give our mind to Him. Do what He likes. Shikshapatri is doing what He likes. Understand His principles. The Vachanamrut is understanding His principles. That's number 2. Surrender yourself to God. Number 3, love for God. Without love, nothing is possible. In the world, there are many people loving each other, which is a very temporary relationship. Lasts for 30, 40, 50, 60 years on this earth, and it's gone. It's not going to last. May you be a husband, or may you be a wife, may it be a daughter, may it be a son, may it be a grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, whatever. Every relationship on this earth is not going to last. But the relationship that we develop with Bhagwan is eternal. By developing love for Him, our prayers have more chances of being successful. And number 4, very, very important, purification. Our intentions in praying are very important, Sahaj Bhagat. If our intention is pure, like 24 karat gold, then Bhagwan is bound to listen right away. If our intention of prayer has some maliceness into it, some kind of intention where it's not pure, you want something from Bhagwan which is in your selfish motive. You're probably asking, I'm praying for good exam scores. Isn't that selfish? Well, if you add and apply that you are studying and taking exams all for Bhagwan, Guruji, to make them happy as bhakti, then no, it's not selfish. But if you want to become something in the world, and due to that very reason, you want to pray to God to get you the best exam scores so you become something prideful in the world, then there is a problem. It's impure. The prayer is not going to be successful as it should be. I will not say, because that's all in Bhagwan's hands, to make the prayer successful or not, to fulfill the wish of a devotee or not. That's not in our hands. But I can definitely say Bhagwan likes a pure prayer over an impure prayer. And let's take a look at this photo of how prayers progress as you become a devotee. So when in the beginning, this is kind of like a low, medium, and high scale of a devotee. The low level may even be non-devotee. Low level is praying for worldly things, wealth, or powers. Don't worry, Ayush Bhagat. Video games and everything, you're at this age, kai chinta nahi karwane. Magi levano, barabar? But that's a very low form, is worldly things. Praying for wealth, praying for powers in this world. A step higher, things that help my spirituality and moksha. Maharaj, when I do Mansi Puja, I can't see you. Please come into my Mansi Puja so I can see you clearly. That's for your spirituality. Maharaj, when I do Mara, there's a lot of other thoughts that come into play that disturb when I do Mara. Please stop these thoughts. Yes? Maharaj, I want to do Danvats, but I have arthritis. Please help my arthritis out. That's for spirituality, moksha, okay? But the ultimate highest level of a devotee is nothing for me. I am for your pleasure. Niskambhav, selflessness, not praying for anything to God. Our Puja Guruji's life is like this. He has told us many, many times in our Santo Katha, I have never prayed for myself. I pray only for others because everything I do is controlled by Bhagwan. Why should I pray for myself? Bhagwan knows everything that's going to be done. But Guruji is showing us that his selfless prayer is there, and due to that, there's many, many people who become very, very, if they're ill, they become, they become well. If someone has financial issues, Guruji prays for them and everything works out. But Guruji, till this moment, till this time of 66 years on this earth, he has not prayed for himself. Then as the highest devotee, if we want to get to that level, nothing for me. I don't want powers, credit, money, property, maybe for householding. As for those who are living in this life where I'm living, I don't want any kind of powers, but spiritual powers. I don't want any kind of credit in this world. Nothing. Use me. There's trash cans at airports, in subway stations. It says, use me. Have you read that? Use me. So you got to use, some people throw trash outside of the trash can, even if it says, use me. And compared to that, people who read the label, it says, use me, and you throw it in, and the earth stays clean. In the same way, we should pray to Bhagwan, use me. Use me however you want. If you want me to come to Mandir and sweep the floor and vacuum the floor, I'm okay with that. If you want me to come to Mandir, or if you want me to, preach and do a lot of satsang, no problem, but use me. I don't have any thoughts of my own. Use me and make me a better devotee. This kind of prayer goes a very long way, but it's hardest to do. Both of you bhaktos and all of you watching live in sansar. I completely understand you have financial, social, many academic, many tiers that you have to cross on a daily life. There's a lot of highs and lows of roller coasters going. So there's prayers that will always be needed. But this is a future graph. This is why I'm showing you this, is one day we have to become like this. Not today, Ayush Bhagat. You keep praying for those video games, okay? No problem, buddy. But one day we have to become where we don't want anything, but we want to be used in Bhagwan's advantage. We want Bhagwan to use us for anything he wants us to use us for. And that's the ultimate prayer form. And lastly, to quote it off, something I found online, of a quote of prayer: if you find time to pray, God will find time to listen. Coming back around to your question, Sahaj Bhagat, what is one thing we should do daily to increase our satsang? It is praying. And if you find time, definitely God will find time to listen to your prayer. Okay? I hope that fulfills your question. Is that good? Very well. Thank you so much. Ayush Bhagat, your turn. Go ahead, Bhagat. What's up?
Yes, Sunshine.
This one, Bhagat.
My question is, how do you gain divyabhav and bhakta day by day in satsang?
How do you gain divyabhav and bhakta day by day in satsang? First of all, divyabhav, what is that? Divyabhav is a bhav or an emotion where you do not feel that this person is a regular person walking on the sidewalk, just a regular person on this earth. You feel that this person is extraordinary because he is connected to Bhagwan, he is connected to our Puja Guruji, Santo. That's divyabhav. Now, you're asking about bhaktos because you live amongst bhaktos, and day to day in satsang. Now, this is a very hard thing to do, but this is a very advanced question too. How do you gain divyabhav and bhakta day by day? Meaning you want to increase, you don't want to decrease. For that very particular reason, I have to show you a video, and you're going to have to take the vision test. You're going to take it, Sahaj Bhagat's going to take it, and before I play the video, it's going to explain on top what you got to do. I'm going to ask you at the end how many you got right, how many you got wrong. From this vision test, we are going to move on to the principle of the answer. So let's take the vision test. Everyone be very focused on the video and take a look at exactly, or apply what exactly the video is asking you to do. Ready? Begin. Color test. Okay, level 5. Okay. Level 1. Which one do you see that's odd out? Did you get that right? Level 2. Be honest with yourselves. Don't worry if you're considered blind. We'll play it one more time for you guys. I mean, there's no point, but still. Did you get them all? So, you're okay with colors, huh? Yeah? One more time? Let's do one more time. I also passed, by the way, when I took it first time. Yeah. Level 1. Level 5. Awesome. Saj Bhagat and Ayush Bhagat. Ayush Bhagat, how'd you do, buddy? All 5? Aakho barabar
Yes,
chhe?
Swami. Yeah, I got 5 right.
All 5, you sure?
Yeah.
And Saj Bhagat, tamari aakho kevi છે?
Yes, I got all 5 right. As well.
Awesome. I did 2 for the very first time, okay? પહેલી વખતે માં જ. એટલે મારી આંખો બરાબર છે. ભક્તોસ, your eyes are બહુ સરસ. Look. Yes, you too, brother? અરે બહુ સરસ લો. Everyone's eyes are good. That's good. We want good eyes, but not only physical eyes. Now there's also eyes within us. Spiritual eyes. That's what I'm talking about. And for that, let's take a look at the image that I created here. Okay, so you see 4 kinds of glasses, or at least 3 kinds of glasses of one type of technology. On the top left, you see regular glasses, prescription. Yes? Yeah. On the top right, you see sunglasses, nice shades. On the bottom left, you see 3D glasses. And on the top or the bottom right, you see Apple Vision Pro. This is where it's at, boys. $1,000 right now. I'm promoting Apple. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Let's take a look side by side. Yes. Out of these, Ayush Bhagat, which one would you want if someone gave you these 4 selections? Be like,
The
Bhagat.
Apple Vision Pros.
એ તો તમે વિચારી વિના. Saj Bhagat, which ones would you want?
Same thing, Swami. Apple Vision Pro.
Ayush Bhagat, why would you want the Apple Vision Pro? What if you can't see? Like, I have glasses, I cannot see far. I'm going to need those glasses right there, top left. If I'm going out somewhere, I might need the glasses on top right. If there's a movie that's in 3D, I'm going to need the glasses on top left. But you selected bottom right. What is the reason for that, Ayush Bhagat?
It's the most advanced.
Is it? Is it really?
Yes, Swami.
Do you have an Apple phone? Would you like this item in the future?
Yes, Swami.
Well, you
But,
better
I don't
start
really-
praying. That's all I have to say about that. Janmangal Namada Chaluj Kardo. This is $1,000. You understand this? Are we thinking about this in the future?
No, Swami.
Not anytime soon. Okay, very good. Saj Bhagat, why did you select this?
Because it's like a good piece of technology, and then the factor of using it for other things like going outside or just for prescription. You can also like adjust it to your needs. If you need it for looking out, it has cameras so you can see what's happening outside.
Oh, ભટકાઈ ના જાઓ. You can't like run into a wall or anything, right? You know there's a wall in front of you.
Yeah, there's like
Okay.
cameras, so
Okay.
it gives you the feed of what's in front of you.
I'm interested now. Okay, so you don't just sit and put this and just, you can walk around and do everything, huh?
Yes, Swami.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, these are 4 types of glass. I would select top left. Obviously, can't see. You know, can't do anything without that. But you guys selected very good. Bottom right. But now, this is just an example, a worldly example. Well, what is the principle behind these 4 types of glasses, I can say? Well, top left, the normal glasses. I'm going to give you 4 types of people in satsang that portray or that give a different vision out. Meaning 4 types of people with 4 types of visions, okay? Why? Because your question is, how do you gain divyabhav? Now, divyabhav is something that you have to first identify what bhav are you in. So for that, I have 4 scenarios that I'm going to connect you with over here. So the top left is normal prescription glasses, okay? Now, person 1 with this kind of glasses sees and believes everyone to be normal people in satsang. This is all in satsang, okay? They're just normal people. They have 2 hands, I have 2 hands, they have 2 feet, I have 2 feet. Normal people. One's fat, one's thin. It's just normal. It's just normal stuff. Also perceives flaws in others at times. This guy eats too much. He's sleeping this much? Unbelievable. Why is he always yapping? He's always yapping. Bol, 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 bol. He is the liar. He's definitely a liar. This guy is always on his phone. Biju kai dandut nathi. This is Mandir. He's just on his phone all day long. What is he doing? You can use the phone somewhere else. These are the kind of thoughts, I'm not saying you have or anyone watching has, but I'm trying to put up a scenario in your mind. Such a person has normal vision, which is top left, normal glasses. He sees and believes everyone to be normal and perceives flaws, okay? Top right, sunglasses. Take a look at the change now. Sees and believes someone to be great and others to be normal, and at times also takes flaws. It's kind of like a mix, like if my swabha or if my nature matches with Saj Bhagat's, I'm going to be like, oh, Saj Bhagat is the greatest person in the world. And if my nature does not match with Ayush Bhagat, normal. Why is he here? So annoying. Stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference? Some people he believes to be great. Others he believes to be normal. And at times he takes flaws. That's top right. Sunglasses. Let's take a little advanced level 3. 3D glasses. Sees and believes others to be great and sees flaws in oneself. Now we're getting somewhere. Vachnamrut kicking in, yeah? Sees and believes others to be great. Bhagwan Swaminarayan's ultimate philosophy is, in the Vachnamrut, he says that I want everyone to see one's own faults and others' greatness. Even Adharan Swami writes in the Haricharitramrut Sagar. This is hard to do. Usually everyone in satsang is floating in the first or second category. Regular glasses or sunglasses. 3D glasses, understanding increases very much. Sees and believes others to be great. Bo Mahan Bhagatche. Every day we have Vinayji here sitting right there, right in front of me, right there on that chair. He comes to Mandir every single day with his family, sometimes just with Arjun, his little son. There is not a day in Mandir, or there's not a day in the week that he does not come to Mandir. It's like a addiction. Just how he likes the ragi food. He's South Indian, so I like to enjoy. Everyone, you guys all know him. Just like how he likes the dosa and sambars, yes, and the idlis. I understand. In the same way, he is addicted to coming to Mandir. That's a very great quality to have. Now, I saw that quality in him. This is an example. And for me, I can say, suppose I'm a regular Hari Bhagat. I can only make it to Mandir every Saturday. I live this close. I don't even come to Mandir Monday to Friday, like Vinayji. And Vinayji comes every single day without missing. He is very great. This is 3D glasses. Understand? Yes? Looks at one's negativity and the other person's positivity. And the ultimate and final step, both of you Bhaktos selected, Apple Vision Pro, which I did not select. I wish I selected, but I need glasses. Yeah. You guys selected Apple Vision Pro. What is that? Now this is just like this is not like, even if I tell you this, it's just so high up. This is like Satpurush level. Like this is what Mota Purush's level is like. Sees God in everyone and believes oneself to be Das na Das, and does not have any flaws or sees flaws in anyone either. This is Apple Vision Pro. Select kar li dushe Ayush Bhagat, Saj Bhagat. You selected the best of the best, so that means we're going to have to go there one day. But instead of getting the item itself, let's install the item inside of our heart. Sees God in everyone, even in enemies. There's this very old story that I don't remember too much, but there was this devotee who saw God in everyone, and he was making rotlis, and a dog came and took his rotlis and was running away with it. And the devotee took a glass of water and started to run behind the dog, and said after, he was thinking in his mind that after he eats the rotli, he'll be thirsty. Why not feed the dog the water? Why not give the dog the water? That devotee saw bhagwan in even everything, even in dogs or everyone. Due to that, his level was like that. In our satsang, Ekantik Satpurushes see bhagwan in everyone. That's why they don't have any grudges. That's why they don't have any flaws, is because they believe everyone else to be flawless. And that's the ultimate understanding, and that's Apple Vision Pro Care. Now, your question going back is, how do you gain divyabhav? Simple, very simple. See connection in everyone that you are in contact with. Ayush Bhagat, in Mandir, you go to Meccan Mandir every Sunday. Now, you've been seeing these bhaktos for the past 15 years. You're 15, is that correct? So ever since you're born, you've been seeing the same faces for the 15 years. So you know everyone's bad habits, and you also know everyone's good habits. Is that correct? You know even bhaktos that this person likes pizza and this person likes this, whatever. You know everyone very, very closely. The only element that you have to do to gain divyabhav and bhakto day by day more is to see that everyone is connected to Thakurji Maharaj and Puja Guruji. If you see this, then automatically you have good bhav with Thakurji Maharaj and Guruji, then you'll feel that they belong to Thakurji Maharaj and Guruji. So they are also great. That's step 1. And step 2, remember the glasses example I gave you. And at least we can do and go up to the 3D glasses level, see and believes others to be great, and sees faults in oneself. Ayush Bhagat, sometimes what happens in satsang that you and someone else has different viewpoints. So you see flaws in them instead of yourself. We got to turn that around, and we have to see good qualities in others. Jo yevu karso, the automatically divyabhav will be gained day by day in bhaktos that you see or meeting on a weekly basis or even on a daily basis. It doesn't matter. But this is very important, and I keep you last with a vat from Gunatitanand Swami. Swami says in chapter 2, vat number 20, that a devotee asked, how can peace be experienced in the heart? Swami replied, peace is experienced when one sees the great sadhu just as one sees God. The Ekantik Satpurush, the more you develop a bhav for him, automatically he gives you his good qualities. And one of the good qualities he gives is divyabhav. And once that happens, even if you are in satsang and you may be doing a lot of things or you may have a lot of skills, but if you have divyabhav in others, you will feel that you are nothing. You are zero. Everyone is greater than you. Everyone is better than you. You need to learn from others. Humility will come and ego will go. That's the very recipe of divyabhav in satsang. Does that answer your question? Ayush Bhagat, all good?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. All right. Well, that's another episode of Loyadham Q&A webinar. It was very good to meet both of you bhaktos. Good advanced questions. I'm glad you are thinking. Keep thinking more and more in satsang, and keep reading the Vachanamrit and doing Sant Samagam. So Maharaj gives us divyabhav vision, and also Maharaj gives us the ability to pray selflessly to him. Saying this, my humble Jai Swaminarayan Bhakto.